Good day, everyone. Here are the answers of our exercises on Chapter 2, the Real Number System, Part 2. Number 1, name the axioms that justify each statement. Assume that A, B, C, X, Y, and Z are elements of the real number. Okay, first, if A plus 7x is equal to B, then B is equal to A plus 7x. This is under the symmetric axiom. Next, if A is equal to B minus 3 and B minus 3 is equal to C, then A is equal to C. So this is transitive. If A plus 6 is equal to B plus 6, then A is equal to B. This is under addition cancellation law. Next, if A times X plus Y is equal to 2 times X plus Y, then A is equal to 2. This is multiplication in cancellation law. Next, negative 125 XYZ is equal to negative 125 XYZ. This is reflexive. XY plus 7 is equal to 7 plus XY. This is symmetric. X times Y plus 8 is equal to Y times X plus 8. So, diri nabali ang X of Y. So, that is commutative multiplication. Next, 2 times xy is equal to 2 times x times y. So, diri ang nakagroup po si x ug y, diri si 2 ug x na. So, this is under associative multiplication. Next, 3 times y plus negative 3y is equal to 0. So, negative 3y here is an additive inverse of 3y. So, this is under inverse addition. Next, 2 pi times 1 over 2 pi is equal to 1. So, 1 over 2 pi here is the reciprocal of 2 pi, which is the multiplicative inverse of 2 pi. See, 1 over 2 pi. So, this is inverse multiplication. Y plus 9 quantity plus z is equal to y plus quantity 9 plus z. This is associative addition. A times quantity b plus c is equal to b plus c times a. This is under commutative multiplication. And the last one, 15 times a plus b is equal to 15a plus 15b. This is under distributive axiom. Number 2, perform the indicated operations. Simplify the following. Okay, letter A, negative 12 over negative 12, that is equal to 1. Nganong 1 man? So, negative 12, kung ato siya i-divide sa iyang self, the answer is 1. So, positive 1 siya since if we divide two negative numbers, the answer is positive. Next, letter B, 100 over 1 is equal to 100. So, any number nga atong i-divide by 1, the answer is the given number. So, 100 over 1 is 100. Next, 224 divided by 240 or 224 over 240. So, one way to simplify this fraction is by the prime factorization. So, 224 can be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. And 240 can be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 3. Here, we can cancel out ang pareha nga factors sa atong numerator ngadto sa atong denominator. So, kani makancel, puros man sila 2. Kana o kana. So, ang nahabilin sa numerator nato is 2 times 7 na lang, which is 14. And ang nahabilin sa itong denominator is 5 times 3 lang, which is 15. So, that is one way of simplifying a fraction. Next, letter D. Negative 51 over 6 is equal to, another way is to get their divisibility. So, ang 51 o ang 6, unsa man ang ilahang number nga parehas sila ato divisible. So, si 51, makita na to nga divisible siya by 3, nga naman. If we add 5 and 1, di ba 6? So, 6 is divisible by 3. 3 po sa denominator, 6 naman na siya, so divisible by 3 na gihapon siya. So, if we divide the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3, so negative 51 divided 3 is negative 17, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then we copy the sign. Since ang numerator naman ang negative, so the whole fraction is negative. So the answer is negative 17 over 2. Next, negative 13 over negative 39. So here, just like sa atong letter A, pag puros negative atong i-divide, positive na siya. So again, if we write 13 over 39, positive na siya, we can factor this out para ato ang masimplify. So 13 is a prime number, so its factors are 1 and itself lang. Over 39 can be 3 times 13. So, naatay common factor nga 13, ato silang i-cancel out. Kung moingon tag-cancel out, class, 13 over 13 is 1. Dili 0 ha, 1 siya. So, 1 times 1, 1 ragi hapon. So, 1 times 3 po, 3 ra po siya. So, 1/3 ang nahabilin. Letter F. We have this for 4 over 15 minus 6 over 35 plus 1 over 10. So, natay tulo ka fractions. So, again, if we subtract and add fractions, ato sa una kuhaon ang LCD, the least common denominator. So, unsaon na to pagkuha ang LCD? So, ang pamaagi parehas sa atong pagkuha sa LCM. Diba gitudloan ta mo last time unsaon pagkuha sa LCM. So using prime factorization, ang 15, 35 ug 10 atong ikuanan og prime factorization. So 15 can be 5 times 3. 35 can be 5 times 7. And 10 can be 5 times 2. So pagkuha na to gani atong i-bring down ang common mo ni si 5. Then, ang the rest atong i-bring down katong walay mga pares. So, i-multiply na to tanan, 5 times 3 times 7 times 2, that is 210. So, mao na siya tong LCD. Just like sa atong pagkuha sa LCM. So, since LCD na to is 210, so ato siyang i-over 210. So, ang sunod, dayon 210 divided by 15, that is 14 times 4. Mana siya. Minus, copy ang sign, 210 divide 35. That is 6 times 6 sa numerator. So, morning 6 times 6. Then, copy the sign plus. 210 divide 10. That is 21 times 1. Mana siya. 21 times 1. So, ato ang follow ang ato ang operations. 14 times 4, that is 56, minus 6 times 6, that is 36, plus 21 times 1 is 21. So, over 210. So, 56 minus 36 plus 21 is 41 over 210. So, that's how we simplify given tag addition and subtraction ng operation sa atong fractions. Next, letter G. 14 over 51 times 9 over 7. So, para dali na to siya ma-simplify, again, we use the prime factorization of each number. So, 14, that can be 2 times 7. Si 51, that can be 3 times 17. Times, 9 can be 3 times 3. Then 7 is a prime number na. So, ang ato ang common sa ibabaw ug ubos atong i-cancel out. So, naamantay 7 diri, makancel ang 7 diri isa. Naamantay 3 diri na, apod 3 diri makancel. So, ang nahabilin sa ibabaw, 2 and 3. So, 2 times 3 is 6. Then, sa ubos, 17 na lang ang nahabilin. So, that is why the answer is 6 over 17. Letter H. 3 over 5 divided by 9 over 35. So, how we divide? Unsa na to pag-divide ang duha ka fractions? So, in ani. So, ang atong dividend, which is 3/5, multiplyan na to sa reciprocal sa atong divisor. So, imbis nga 9 over 35, balihon na to, reciprocal, mo ni si 35 over 9. Nabali siya, pero times na ang atong sign, dili na divide. Then, we factor it out para mas simplify gyud. So, 35 can be 7 times 5 and 9 can be 3 times 3. So, makancel si 3 sa ibabaw og diri ubos, then si 5 po diri og din ha. So, ang nahabilin sa babaw is 7 over, ang nahabilin sa ubos is 3. So, that is why our answer is 7 over 3. That is in improper fraction nga form. Kung i-change na to na in mixed number, that is 2 and 1/3. Okay, next. I. So, 1 minus 1 over 10 all over 3 minus 1/5. So, unsaan na po ni? This is complex na. Complex na ni siya nga fractions. So, ang ato ang divisor ay 3 minus 1/5. Ang atong dividend, 1 minus 1 over 10. So, sila, kinahanglan nato sila kuhaan og LCD. So, there is sa atong dividend, ang atong LCD kay 10. So, 10 divide 1. So, 1 is 1 over 1 man na siya, no? So, 10 divide 1 is 10 times 1. Mauni nga 10 diri. Minus 10 divide 10 is 1 times 1. Mauni si 1. All over, diri po ang LCD na to, 5. 5 divide 1 is 5 times 3. Mauni 15. Again, na ay 1 na, diba? Si 3 is 3 over 1. So, mo nang 5 divide 1 is 5 times 3, mo ni 15. 5 divide 5 is 1 times negative 1, mo ni si minus 1. So, I simplify na to. 10 minus 1 is 9 over 10. All over, 15 minus 1, 14 over 5. So, again, this is division of fractions. So, pwede na to i-multiply sa reciprocal sa atong divisor. So, 9 over 10 times 5 over 14 na. Reciprocal siya. So, ato ang i-factor out para ma-simplify gyud. So, ang makancel lang is 5 diri og ang 5 diri ni 10. So, ang nahabilin sa ibabaw is 9 over sa ubos 28. So, that is how we simplify the following operations on fractions. Number 3, fill the blank with less than, greater than, less than or equal, or greater than or equal sign. A. If 7 is greater than 2 and 2 is greater than 1, then 7 is greater than 1. Next, negative 5 is less than negative 2. That is, negative 5 times 2 is also less than from negative 2 times 2. So, less than siya. Bisag multiplyan na to siya og positive, multiplyan na to sila both sides. Pero kay negative man daan si 5, so mas mugamay gihapon siya kaysa ni negative 2 times 2. Next, if 15 is less than 16, then 1/5 is greater than 1 over 15 is greater than 1 over 16. So, mas dako na siya kaysa ni 1 over 16. Kay, gimo man nato silang denominator, no? So, mas mudako gani ang denominator, nya same ra ang ilang numerator, mas mugamay na og value. Next, 3 is less than 4. That is 3 plus 1 is less than 4 plus 1. So, since parehara ang gi-add, positive ra pod, so, ang ato ang answer is less than gihapon. Next, 8 is greater than 2. That is 8 times negative 3 is less than 2 times negative 3. So, this time, imbis 8 is greater than 2, nabali na siya na less than na siya kay ang atong gi-multiply is negative man. So, pag mag-negative na gani, kung dako na siya nga negative, mas less than na siya kaysa gamay nga negative. Last, 14 is greater than 11. That is 14 plus negative 2 is greater than 11 plus negative 2. So, nga nang greater than man. Since, i-minusan lang nimo 2 si 14, that is 12. Si 11 minus 2, that is 9. So, greater than gihapon siya. Alright, let's go to number 4. Show on the real number line each of the following sets and represent the set by interval notation. So, here are the answers. First, x such that x is greater than 1 and x is less than 10. So, this is your number line. Atong illocate ang atong points. So, x is greater than 1, meaning open ta dito. Walay appeal si 1. So, mooning ang atong point na ay whole. Then, x is less than 10. So, meaning, walay labot si 10. So, open gihapon ato ang 10. So, naay whole gihapon siya. So, atong i-connect ang ato ang line. Since ang ato ang set is x such that x is greater than 1 and x is less than 10. So, between ragyo nga mga numbers ang ato ang set. So, in interval notation, that is 1, 10. So, open ta ni 1, padulong ta ni 10. Open po ta na 10. So, between ana nga mga numbers, wala sila'y appeal, pero between nila nga numbers, mao na pasabot. Next, x such that x is less than or equal to negative 5 or x is greater than or equal to 5. Here, na ay equal, no? Less than or equal, then dire, greater than or equal. So, ang atong point, dira ni negative 5, nakabulit. Dire pod, sa positive 5, nakabulit. So, since x is less than or equal to negative 5, less than man siya, so padulong ta ni negative infinity. Diri pod x is greater than or equal to 5. So, gikan ni 5 padulong sa positive infinity. So, in interval notation, in ani. So, negative infinity, open ta dito, comma, negative 5, close ta ni negative 5 since appeal si negative 5. Kay less than or equal to negative 5 man. Atong i-union sa kani siya nga part. So, close ta ni 5 kay greater than or equal to 5 man, comma, to positive infinity. Basta infinity, open lang na siya, basta mga infinity. So, kani siya ang ato ang interval notation. Next, x such that x is greater than or equal to 2, intersection x such that x is less than 9. So, intersection nato, ato sa unahon ang x that is greater than or equal to 2. So, ang atong 2, kani, since greater than or equal, appeal siya. So, nakabulit ang atong point. Padulong siya dito kay greater than man. So, ang ato apong x is less than 9. Wala man siya equal diha. So, na-hole ang atong point. Less than. So, padulong dito. So, ang ilahang intersection, kani nga part. So, kana siyang apart. So, in interval notation, that is, we are close to 2, comma, open tani, 9. Last, x such that x is less than 0, union, x such that x is greater than or equal to 3. So, first is less than 0. So, whole ta diri, padulong tani, negative infinity. Dere kay greater than or equal to 3 man, so nakabulit si 3, padulong tani, positive infinity. So, yun nato ang duha ka lines. So, in interval notation, that is negative infinity, comma, open tani 0, union, close tani 3, comma, to positive infinity. Next, number 5. Show on the real number line each of the following intervals and use set notation and inequality symbols to denote the interval. So, A. So, we have here an interval notation. We are close to negative 4, comma, open tani 0. So, sa atong real number line, open tani 0 diri, tapos close tani negative 4. So, this is how we draw it in our real number line. So, in set notation, that is x such that x is greater than or equal to negative 4 and x is less than 0. Or we can have the set notation x such that x is greater than or equal to negative 4 but less than 0. Next, open ta ni 3, close ta padulong ni 7. So, open ta diri ni 3, close ta ni 7. So, in set notation, that is x such that x is greater than 3 but less than or equal to 7. So, naara diri ang atong mga values. Next, open ta ni 0 to positive infinity. So, open ni 0 to positive infinity. So, in set notation, x such that x is greater than 0. Ano lang ka simple. Next, close ta ni 1, comma, close po ta ni 8. So, nakabulit dito si 1, kabulit po si A. So, ang atong set notation x such that x is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 8. So, naara di atong mga values. Between nila and included po sila, si 1 ag si 8. Kay close man ta diya. Meaning appeal sila. And we have the last one. Negative infinity, comma 4, close ta ni 4. So, close ta ni 4, padulong ta negative infinity. So, in set notation, x such that x is less than or equal to 4. Number 6, show the points corresponding to the numbers negative 10, negative 7, negative 5, negative 3, 0, 3, 5, 7, and 10 on the real number line. Find the distance between u and v in each of the following cases. So, number 1, this is our real number line. So, atong gilocate ang mga points, no? Nata diri ang negative 10, diri ang negative 7, negative 5, negative 3, 0, 3, 5, 7, and 10. So, sa number 1, u is 10, v is 3. So, unsa man daw distance gikan ni 10, padulong ni 3. So, kung atong ihapon sa number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 ang answer. So, how do we write it? So that is just the absolute value of 10 minus 3 or u minus v. So 10 minus 3 is 7. So the absolute value of 7 is 7. Number 2, when u is 5 and v is negative 3. So the absolute value of 5 minus negative 3. 5 minus negative 3 can be 5 plus 3 and that is 8. And the absolute value of 8 is 8. So, gikan ni 5, padulong ni negative 3, pila man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, na siya nga 8 siya. Number 3, when u is negative 10 and v is negative 3, so negative 10 minus negative 3, that can be negative 10 plus 3, which is negative 7. And the absolute value of negative 7 is 7. Since diri matagi ka, negative 10, padulong ni negative 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ang atong distance. Number 4, if u is 4 and v is 1/3, so 4 minus 1/3, using LCD, atong gikuha, maana ang LCD 3. 3 divide 1 is 3 times 4, maunit 12. 3 divide 3 is 1 times 1, maunit 1. So, minus. So, 12 minus 1 is 11 over 3. And the absolute value of 11 over 3 is 11 over 3. Next, number 5. When u is 3 and v is square root of 3. So, 3 minus square root of 3. The absolute value of 3 minus square root of 3 is 3 minus square root of 3 ragi hapon. Then, number 6. When u is square root of 5 and v is 4, so square root of 5 minus 4. So, since mas dako man ni si 4 kaysa ni square root of 5, so mao na nga ma-negative siya. So, kung ibali na to ni, that is negative 4 plus square root of 5. So, ato ang i-factor out ang negative. Ipagawas na to si negative, mao ni 4 minus square root of 5. So, iuna na to si 4 kay dako man siya kay ni square root of 5. So, gipagawas na to ang negative. So, the absolute value of that is 4 minus square root of 5 ra. And the last number, write the following number without absolute value bars. So, the absolute value of 3 minus square root of 3, that is 3 minus square root of 3. Same gani ha. Then, the absolute value of square root of 3 minus 3, again, pag atuas silang ibali, that is negative 3 plus square root of 3. That is same as that lang. Then, we factor out the negative sign. That is 3 minus square root of 3 negative. Absolute value niya, 3 minus square root of 3 ragi hapon. So, maato sila ang mga answers na to sa atong exercises 2 part 2.